April 23rd, 2019 regular meeting of the Hawthorne City Council is called to order with all members present. Patricia Donaldson from Hope is Helping will be doing the invocation today. We will be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by Melissa Siegel.
Dear gracious Heavenly Father, we're very thankful that you've given us another day. Lord, I ask you to bless our city council, our mayor, our police department, our fire department, our residents, and our businesses, Lord. Take us safely and bring us safely from wherever we go. And Lord, bless each and every one of us and bless all of our businesses and bless Hawthorne as it's never been blessed before. We praise you and thank you for everything that you have done for us and everything that you're going to continue to do for us. In your name we pray, Lord. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So correction, this April 23rd, 2019 regular meeting of the Hawthorne City Council is called to order with all members present, with the exception of Councilmember Hadar Awad. And excused absence or not will be determined by the city manager and referred over to the city clerk. At this time, Councilmember Valentine has a presentation on the agenda, the Green Business Assist Program from the South Bay COG. Go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you. Would Martha Segovia please come to the podium along with Doug Krause?
All right, hello everyone. My name's Doug Krause, Public Works. I'm here to help present certificates of appreciation to all the certified green businesses in Hawthorne. We were fortunate enough last year to get a grant from the California Green Business Network to implement a green business certification program, and we immediately contracted with the South Bay COG to get this work done. They are out there doing the groundwork, knocking on doors, making calls, doing facility audits. And Martha was the person that did probably the lioness's share of the work. So Martha, would you like to say a word or two?
Yeah, we're looking forward to continue working with the city of Hawthorne, and also want to thank all the businesses that are here tonight for becoming a green business certified for the city of Hawthorne. Thank you.
Right, so we couldn't have done it without the businesses, of course, and that's what we're here for tonight. Not only are they participating and practicing sustainability in their facilities, but they went through the certification program, the immense checklist, and they're here tonight to be recognized. So on behalf of the City Council, I would like to present them with the certificates. I will read the language of the certificate and then call everybody up, and as I call you, come on up, and then we'll join the council for a photo op. So the certificate reads, the California Green Business Network is a program helping businesses recognize their sustainability efforts and share their successes with other businesses with the goal of creating a network of diverse yet like-minded stewards of sustainability. Hawthorne is fortunate to have 12 businesses that have chosen to participate in this program and have achieved certification as California Green Businesses. This reflects their efforts to reduce water usage, save energy, cut down on waste, and utilize sustainable products and practices within their workplaces. They are now part of a statewide network of other green businesses who now share successes and challenges and strive to achieve higher levels of sustainability together. As a group, in their short time since being certified, our Hawthorne green businesses have saved over 5,000 pounds of carbon emissions, 17,000 gallons of water, and over a ton of solid waste. As one of the Hawthorne certified green businesses, they have shown their commitment to the environment as a whole and the Hawthorne business community. By connecting to the network, they will be in contact with the city, utility companies, and other organizations that can support their efforts and benefit from them as well. The city salutes your work towards creating a sustainable workplace and improving the environment in Hawthorne and beyond. And we are very proud of you for this. So, our businesses tonight are Best Fishing and Tackle. Don't believe has made it tonight. Thank you, Next, Farmers Insurance. Yes, yes. Hey, man, here you go. Hang out for a second. All right, Joel, thank you. Next, Milad's Beachbody Fitness, and I know Milad couldn't make it. He's working out. This is his busy time of the day. Pacific Properties Realty Group. Are we here tonight? John? No? Okay, all right. I'll get these certificates to them one way or another. Alpha Postal Services. Okay. Active Security Solutions. Yes, indeed. Patricia Donaldson. Thank you. Might as well stay here. We got another one coming. Hawthorne Chamber of Commerce, also. Patricia Donaldson, thank you. Upper Layers Skincare. Oscar? No. Okay. All right. Looks like I'm driving around tomorrow. South Bay T-shirt printing. Lionel. Go up and take pictures. Next, Common Space Brewery. Brent, are you here? Did you bring any? No. Okay. All right. And Hawthorne City Hall. All right, that's us. All right, yay. And last but not least, Aqua Bio Environmental Technologies. Come on up. Okay, everybody, so come on up and. Is that- all right.
Mayor,
Come on up.
Oh,
Me too.
say a few words?
Oh, just a moment, folks.
We're just a few words
Oh, okay.
through the chair. Thank you all so much for your participation in the Green Business Assist Program. I have been so delighted to meet many of you because I actually went with the South Bay COGS representatives to some of the businesses. This is important for the city of Hawthorne. We work to achieve sustainability for our businesses, and we're proud to have you as partners. We're proud of you for working with us and for working with the South Bay Council of Governments to achieve sustainability, because it will save you money and it will actually assist the city of Hawthorne. So thank you all.
All right.
Hey, let's go take a picture, guys. Let's go take the picture now.
Step a little bit more back. Yeah, just step back a little bit. All right. Here we go, and then 3, 2, 1, and 3, 2, 1, and one more.
One here, 1, 2, 3.
And 3, 2, 1. All right. Oh. Okay. All right.
Right, Mr. City Clerk, just please note that Councilmember Hadar Awad's absence today is excused. Thank you. All right. Councilmember Valentine, Mayor Pro Tem Valentine has a presentation on the agenda. Philip Dienstag is a law enforcement liaison during an introduction to Ring.
Alrighty, how's everyone doing?
Good, thank you.
Fantastic. Let me get this up and running. So thank you for allowing us to be here. Really appreciate it. I'm from Ring. My name is Philip Dienstag. I'm a law enforcement liaison at the company. I've been at Ring for 3 years now, and my current duties allow me to partner law enforcement agencies across the United States with the Ring platform. Today, I do want to go over kind of the history of the company for everyone who doesn't know what Ring is. We have a really strong presence within Hawthorne, and we were started just down the street in Santa Monica. So just quick show of hands, do we all know what Ring is for the most part?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Who owns a Ring device? All right, perfect. That's a lot more hands than I usually get. But this is the garage that Ring was created in, all the way back in 2011 by Jamie Siminoff. So he's the entrepreneur and CEO behind all of this. He was working on a bunch of projects at the time in his garage while he was getting packages delivered for these kind of initiatives and projects that he was working on. Some of them fell victim to theft. He was not sure when they were actually being delivered. So someone in the household made a recommendation, maybe grab a video doorbell or a camo with a light, something so we know when these packages are being delivered. And of course, if they are falling victim to theft, we know who's doing it so we can escalate it to local law enforcement. So he asked his two colleagues who he was working with at the time, hey, maybe check Costco, go to Amazon, look in Wired Magazine. Nothing existed. So they embarked on this journey to create Doorbot. Doorbot, and I don't know if anyone has seen that Shark Tank episode. It's quite infamous at this point, but it was presented on Shark Tank in 2011. Jamie did not get a deal, fortunately, because things kind of worked out in the long run, but none of the sharks really saw it as a viable crime prevention tool. One of them even said, what burglar is going to come to the front door first? That's kind of a silly idea. If I'm going to break in, I'll be sneaky and tiptoe around the back or the side, do what I have to do onto the next property. I've been at Ring for 3 years, like I've said, and I've seen thousands of break-ins start at the front door. Usually what happens is someone walks up, they knock a few times. If the home is occupied, a fabricated story is created. I'm looking for Joe. I'm doing an estimate on your landscaping. Is my boss here? If no one is home, usually go around the back of the side, go into the household, onto the next property. So at chest height, typically, street facing, Ring is an excellent option for that intimate setting of the property. These are just a few still images of what Ring looks like. So for everyone who doesn't know the technology, we created the video doorbell. We now have floodlights and spotlight cams that can encompass the back side, any entry or access point that you have. But you actually don't need to walk up and physically press the doorbell. Everything functions off of motion detection. So if you're 5 feet out, 10 feet out, 20 feet out, 30 feet out, the homeowner or whoever is associated to that Ring device would then receive a push notification that someone is at your front door or motion is detected. From there, you can swipe right as if you're opening up a text message, and then it takes you to a live feed of whomever is on your property, essentially from anywhere in the world. So my parents, for example, live in Connecticut. I'm a shared user on their device. If there's activity, I don't know, 12 o'clock, 12:30, I can actually receive that push notification and I can see what's happening. So it's an excellent crime deterrent, crime prevention tool. This is just a few still images of what Ring looks like. So everything is 1080p, fully functioning off of motion detection. In the bottom left still, you actually see what it looks like during nighttime, so it goes into a black and white mode. If it is caught on a floodlight camera or spotlight cam, it will illuminate that frame and turn it into color. So one of the things that really put us on the map in the space with law enforcement and community outreach was a pilot program we ran in 2015. There was an area of Los Angeles called Wilshire Park. I'm sure a lot of you know it, but they had a high amount of property crime, a lot of package thefts, bikes were being stolen, people were going into cars. So we actually donated 45 Ring video doorbells to this community to see if there would be, in fact, a reduction in property crime. In the latter half of the 2015 year, LAPD Property Analytics ran their numbers against it, and there was a 55% reduction in property crime in that specific area. So I just want to play a quick video and then I'm going to get into the Neighbors by Ring.
Hi, my name is Yasi. I'm brand manager at Ring. We're really excited to head out to the Wilshire Park neighborhood and install some rings.
This small community, which is maybe a half-a-mile radius, is actually hit with over one burglary every other week. We're going to try to get a large percentage of the homes here to actually have rings on them.
Who's here to install your ring?
Oh, yeah! With the hope that if we're able to have enough cameras in the neighborhood and work with the police, that we can actually reduce the crime in this community. So with this doorbell, you can see and talk to anyone at your front door from anywhere.
Whoa. So we went around different houses and talked to the customers, showed them how to use the device, installed it for them.
Pretty cool experience. Some of the customers, the way they reacted, it was unbelievable.
Thank you very much. The whole neighborhood is really excited about this.
In Los Angeles, police revealing a 6-month pilot program using the tool helped reduce burglaries in one neighborhood by more than 50%.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for being here. Compared to the same time the previous year, that particular neighborhood had a significant reduction in burglaries, approximately 55%.
When I founded Ring about 5 years ago in my garage in Los Angeles, it was with the idea of reducing crime in neighborhoods. Today we're a 250-person team that's around that idea.
Now to keeping your home safe, a high-tech gadget is having high-yield results when it comes to catching criminals.
A doorbell camera ringing right to your phone, catching potential thieves on camera from Nevada to California to Tennessee.
Police in Los Angeles say they are helping keep criminals away.
All right, so that was a really significant pilot program for us, really paved the way for our relationship with law enforcement and community outreach groups such as HOA groups, neighborhood watch groups, so on and so forth. So I want to get into the 3 rings of security, really the foundation of the company. The first is going to be inside of the home. This is where you'll see Ring Alarm. If a door is ajar, if a window's open, if there's smoke inside of the property, Ring Alarm will actually pick this up. We do have a call center option, and I don't want to get too into the weeds with it, but you can pay for a call center if the alarm is going off for more than 30 seconds without an acknowledgement from the primary account holder. The call center would then contact 2 emergency contacts. If they don't acknowledge the call from the call center, we would make the recommendation that local law enforcement go to the property. So that has been added into the line 4 or 5 months ago, and a lot of people are kind of replacing it with maybe an ADT or a SimpliSafe, and then adding it to the second ring of security, which is where you'll get to the device-centric portion. This is where you'll see floodlight cams, spotlight cams, video doorbells. Just from what I've seen, if someone walks up to the property and they are caught on a Ring video doorbell and they end up knocking a few times, you clearly have a and they end up going and breaking into that home, you clearly have a suspect in that case. You may not have video surveillance tying them to the act of the crime. So a lot of neighbors accompany a Ring video doorbell with a floodlight cam or a spotlight cam, usually protecting entry or access points of the property, near the garage area, back patio doors, if you have a side gate or a back shed. That way the forced entry and kicking down a door, breaking a window, picking a lock is caught, and if shared with law enforcement, can escalate that particular investigation and lead to an arrest. And the third ring of security, and really the most important part, and I definitely encourage everyone to download this today, it's totally free, is called Neighbors. So we created a digital neighborhood watch, and just to kind of differentiate the two, if you own a Ring device, you would download the Ring app. Through there, you can toggle your motion settings, you can customize your radius of motion zones, you see all of your time-stamped events. This is where all of the content lives. A feature of the Ring app is called Neighbors. So Neighbors is basically a digital neighborhood watch that is only crime and safety content allowed. So everything that is published onto Neighbors actually goes through a moderation process. You'll never see a couch for sale or possible discount for a restaurant. If someone's looking for a babysitter, it's only crime and safety content. So package thefts, if there's someone trying to open car doors at night, if someone's stealing bikes, we do have a lost dog or a lost pet selection, so that, you know, if there's like a mountain lion or something like that, obviously that's a safety concern, and so that would live on there as well. So just to kind of get through this, if you own a Ring device, the Neighbors feature is a part of the Ring app. If you do not own a Ring device, we created something called Neighbors. So this is device agnostic, vendor neutral. You absolutely do not need to own a Ring device to submit content to the digital neighborhood watch. I can own a competitor device in Nest or Canary. I can take a still picture with my iPhone or my Android. I can even have a Cat5 to DVR $5,000 system. Anything that is caught on that and able to upload to a camera roll can then be disseminated onto neighbors. So just to kind of quickly go through, it's a free download. It's just Neighbors on your iOS or Android. You then sign in, first name, last name. You then enter an address, goes through a very quick verification process. And then in the third still, you actually see your neighborhood, the address that you entered. So on the bottom, you have a scrubber. If you extend it to 5 miles, you're now able to receive and share content within that 5-mile radius. Maybe that encompasses your house, where your kids go to school, and possibly where you work. On the other half, if I live in a master plan community or possibly an HOA, and I want to extend it to 0.3, 0.4 miles, I can do so on the bottom and save it, and that's all I will start to see. So just to kind of highlight on a few characteristics of Neighbors. One, it's device agnostic. Again, you do not need to own a Ring device to, one, download this or to share content or view anything on it. Two, everything goes through a moderation process. So if I'm uploading a video of a package theft, we have a team of around 100 moderators that are looking at this content in real time, passing it through if it does meet that criteria. If I'm trying to, get neighbors to use a new discount to a restaurant and I upload to the platform, the moderation team would flag that as inappropriate because it is not a crime and safety related matter. The second most important part is that everything is anonymous. So if I'm posting something onto the platform, it would not say Philip Dienstag at 311 Old Mill Road. It would say neighbor 10, neighbor 15, neighbor 20. There's no fear of retribution or penalty if a neighbor is trying to offer other neighbors, and especially law enforcement assistance in a particular video or a thread. And then the last thing, all you're going to start to see is crime and safety. So stranger activity, suspicious activity, instances of property crime. You may see even violent crime live on the platform. The more people that we can get to download Neighbors and kind of share and receive content, definitely the safer our neighborhoods are going to be. So just to kind of end this out, I wanted to play a really strong case study coming out of the Dallas area. It really is the full cycle from vigilant neighbors taking content that was captured on their video surveillance cameras, uploading it to Neighbors, local law enforcement then coming into play, identifying this serial package thief, and then placing an arrest and hopefully making that neighborhood a little bit safer. So this one is coming out of the Dallas area.
We were sitting here on the couch one evening and Ring Neighbors notified me of some activity. I pulled out my phone and there were multiple houses that evening that posted videos of this woman stealing packages off their porch.
Immediately our fellow neighbors started to comment, this is the same lady that just hit our house a couple hours ago, and then it kind of took off from there.
Very shortly after that, the police arrested her and went into her apartment and found hundreds of unopened boxes.
Coming up at 6, a woman caught on video seen several times in front of Dallas homes stealing packages was actually turned in by her own neighbors.
This is the first thing we ask for. Do you have any video coverage of this? That's the greatest tool to be able to take as law enforcement and be able to turn over to a prosecutor to be shown in court.
Nowadays, the game has been completely changed.
So, and if anyone here is part of neighborhood watch groups or HOAs, we have great community programs as well, good discounts, and a lot of positive ways to kind of share Neighbors by Ring throughout the community. So I know I'm probably exceeding my 10 to 15 minute. I usually do. So from everyone at Ring, especially at headquarters in Santa Monica and throughout the United States, really appreciate your invitation to this and being that you're really in our backyard. In Santa Monica. Obviously, we're in Hawthorne, but we're in Santa Monica. It's really a privilege to come here. So from everyone at Ring, I thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
For the chair.
Yes.
I have some question for you, okay?
Sure.
Great presentation. Thank you. Can, for example, this Neighbors app, can, for example, our Hawthorne PD or the City Hall can download that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually believe that Hawthorne is partnered with Ring. I believe that Hawthorne Police Department. Do you know? Is there anyone from Hawthorne? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the Neighbors by Ring app is predominantly for civilians. Of course, law enforcement though can download it. They can start to see real content disseminated in real time, or crime and safety content disseminated in real time. You can comment on videos, you can then share things, you can locally download it. But yeah, everyone, including Hawthorne Police Department, would have access to downloading Neighbors by Ring.
So, for example, like if we have like a Nextdoor app, so we could also, is okay to download it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we see, Nextdoor is quite popular. I know definitely out here. The good thing about Neighbors by Ring is that you're going to have a snapshot of all of the content in a 5, 6, 7, 8 mile radius. You don't necessarily have to, just see your master plan community or HOA. I know there's some things that Nextdoor has to kind of invite you to that specific platform. And then the other thing is that everything is crime and safety related. So you'll never get, someone looking for possible babysitter or couch for sale or anything like that. Yeah.
So now I'm going to give you a challenge.
Uh-oh, okay.
Can Ring give, for example, homeowners in Hawthorne, because we have about 27% homeownership, a break, a discount on the Ring?
Yeah, absolutely. No, we have great discounts. So my team member runs community programs for the company. We typically offer $40 discounts to like an HOA president or neighborhood watch president that lasts a week long, that can be disseminated throughout their groups or if they're on any Facebook or social media pages. So that's something that we could definitely do. If you're trying to exceed a certain number, and I don't directly work in sales, but if you're talking 100 devices or 200 or 300, whatever that may be, I can definitely connect you with someone on the inside that can give you really good pricing on that, for sure.
All right, fantastic. Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for being here.
Thank you, really appreciate it.
Please send Jamie our greetings.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you.
I will.
Councilmember Montero also has a presentation. Certificates of appreciation. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As you recall, on April 13, we had the Bunny Breakfast, the Earth Day, and the Hawthorne Annual Providers Fair. So without that, we have some outstanding individuals that plan all the activities that make Hawthorne look great and beautiful. We got from the TV to cameramen taking pictures, so kids having fun, so it was a great day. So first, I'm going to call Doc Krause. Where's Doc? Just stand right over there. I'll bring your certificate with you. With Doc Krause, and I know probably the people are not here, but he will give them this certificate, is Annie Rowland, right? She helped. Public works staff, there was some there, so I didn't know their names, so I put all the public works staff. And of course, Vaughn Norris, can you come to the point, please? I'll be there in a minute. Vaughn did an outstanding job with Brenda William, Kawana Bowie, Gary Ariate, Bill Gurdon, and the Parks and Rec staff also was there doing an outstanding job. And for the communication, we got Eric Chavez was taking picture. I saw Eric, he left. Okay, so I want to give him this certificate. The TV cameraman, Daniel Lindsley. And of course, HDTV Channel 22 is everywhere, every event. So I want to give them a certificate of appreciation for their coverage of all the events. And of course, our Hawthorne PD was there. I saw Lieutenant Amy and some other officers were there, make sure that everything was safe. And since we have some sponsors in the house, but first I want to mention Chevron Corporation was a big sponsor, SoCal Gas. I said Denise over there. I'm going to give it to Denise. For public service, the Kiwanis Club, but I'm going to present this at the Kiwanis meeting so they can get fined. The Rotary Club of Hawthorne and Lenox, so I'll give it to Doc Krause. And of course, Northgate Market and the Lions Club, who brought the mobile clinic, and they did about 50 screening of the vision and dental and ear screening. So thank you for all your support and help, and without you, this city cannot strive forward. So you are the pillar of our community. So thank you, and I'm going to give some certificate. Applause, please.
Another applause. This is all you, brother. Okay.
And somebody Again, thank you very much. Appreciate it. That's it.
Great job organizing this, Councilmember Montero. So thank you for what you've done. Thank you, sir. Okay? Mr. Clerk, please read the guidelines for oral communication, sir.
During oral communications, speakers shall have 3 minutes to state their business. The Brown Act prohibits the City Council from providing a detailed response or acting upon any item not contained on the agenda. The governing bodies as a body shall have the discretion at the close of oral communications to refer your remarks to the city manager for study, investigation, report, and/or recommendation.
Malika Jones.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Malika Jones, and I am a senior engineer for the Los Angeles County Sanitation Districts. The Sanitation District serves 78 cities, including Hawthorne and unincorporated LA County. I'm also a resident of the city of Hawthorne, a homeowner. I am here to speak to you on behalf of 3 employee units regarding the status of our labor contract negotiations. Sanitation District's management and our employee union have been in negotiations for 2 years, and I am proud to report that management and our union have finally reached a tentative agreement. The agreement provides full 7% employee contribution to CalPERS and modest cost of living adjustments over 5 years. The agreement resolves all outstanding labor issues and assures that our service will remain outstanding, our revenues will continue to exceed our expenses, and our rates will continue to be the lowest in the nation. Although the tentative agreement has finally been reached, the agreement will not be official until it is approved by the district's board of directors. The board of directors includes the mayor and mayor pro tem of member cities. The tentative agreement will go back to the personnel committee on April 24th, tomorrow, after which, possibly on May 22nd, the agreement will go to the collective committee, which includes all board members, for final ratification. Your approval of our contracts will not adversely impact the district's finances and will not result in additional costs. The tentative contract terms are essentially status quo moving forward from 2017 and do not include any additional financial perks. The budget and rates already include all costs associated with the agreement. Any claims of additional costs are simply not true. If anything, these so-called additional costs were actually projected savings for unnecessary cuts of employee earnings and benefits. Reaching a tentative agreement has been a long journey for all parties. Your vote to approve the agreement is critical so that we can be done with contract negotiations and all of the demonstrations and public comments. The districts can then retain its outstanding workforce that provides your constituents and our ratepayers the top-notch service they deserve. We urge your support when the agreement goes before the district's board of directors for approval. Thank you. And I would like to say, because of these contract negotiations, that I am actually coming out to attend the city council meetings, and I will continue to attend them for other purposes. So, thank you.
Ma'am, did you speak on both aspects because you filled out 2 cards?
Oh, sorry. I
you
left one. That's just one card. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for being here. Jose Serrano, Mama Sol, Peruvian cuisine. I want to hear about this.
Yes, yes.
Oh, man.
Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and council members, thank you for welcoming me here. My name is Jose Serrano. I am the owner of a startup company, Mama Sol Peruvian Cuisine. I am here in representation of my company to send out an invitation to the City of Hawthorne, all the council members and everyone present, to please reach out to me. We offer catering services and a delivery of Peruvian cuisine, traditional Peruvian. We have a menu of about 40 or 46 items available, including seafood and vegan, vegetarian items available as well. I will be leaving my business cards available to you after the meeting's over, so you can reach out to me that way. If you are planning on setting up a party or a full event catering, we can do that as well. I will be sending out a sampler meeting before that, so you can try and sample the food, whichever one that you desire and you like. We can go from there and we can adapt our recipes so they can meet your needs. We can entertain your party. Aside from that, thank you for welcoming me here, and I'll be in the back should you have any questions.
Do you have a storefront, or are you going to be doing delivery mostly?
We do mostly delivery. We do not have a storefront yet. We are en route to do that, and I'm working diligently for that, yes.
Yeah. And do you have a menu for us so that we can order something after the meeting?
I do not have a menu here. The menus are available upon request, so you can send me an email and I'll send you a full menu with that.
Right, so let's get those business cards up here so we can.
That's good, of course.
Right.
I brought them here, so whenever you indicate, I'll place them there.
It's online. So your menu is online.
Yes, and you know, I do basically all of the arrangements, so that if you place any order, if you have any questions.
All right, those questions came from Councilmember Montero. It looks like I'm the one that's hungry. He's the one that's hungry too.
All right.
He's asking those questions.
I love Peruvian food. I've been in Peru,
I am hungry though.
I love Peruvian
perfect.
food. I've been there, so I love it. So.
Nice. So you'll be a good I want to say a good taster. Yes.
Because I do a lot of events too, so sometimes I have to order food. So
perfect. I will be glad and happy to have you try some of our food, sir.
All right, thank
you. What's your contact information?
I am available by phone, email, and by text. Also,
do you have a web page?
Yes, we do.
Coming on
and
the
that's
card.
available on my business card as well.
And you're going to leave some cards here.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, congratulations on starting your business here, and I understand you're looking for a brick and mortar location.
Yes, I am.
So I want to make sure I make this announcement so that people if anyone knows of a location that you might be interested in, they can contact you. So
yes,
if we hear of anything, we'll let you know.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here, sir.
Yes, of course.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Jose. Gordon Michael Migo. Everybody's like all hungry right now or something.
Hello, everyone. Name is Gordon Michael Migo, a native and resident of Hawthorne since October the 8th, 1952. Earth Day and Resources Fair on April the 13th at the Hawthorne Memorial Park. The people, the information, the food, music, the prizes and the weather made it a very worthwhile event. And there was a lot of people out there really enjoying themselves, the kids especially. And the event was put together by dedicated professionals like Alex Montero, who are to be congratulated for a job well done. And U.S. Military Veterans Fair on April 13th at the Hawthorne Memorial Center. The active duty and retired members of the U.S. Armed Forces were recognized for their dedication and sacrifices in protecting the United States of America. The event was created by dedicated professionals like Kyle Orleman, who are to be thanked for a job well done. City Council Agenda Item 13. Vote yes on Resolution 8071, which opposes California Assembly Bill 1568 by McCarthy, which would link transportation funds to housing construction mandates. That's absolutely unacceptable. City Council Agenda Item number 16. Vote yes on Resolution 8076, which opposes the changing the name of the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. I've been following up that, well, this was done like years ago, and of course, I really commend Supervisor Janice Hahn, and there was Tulsi Gillibrand, the Congresswoman as well, who were at the event, that there's more and more people that are finally realizing that something was done under the radar and it was not right. And so, yes, please support this. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else wishing to address the City Council? Form a line. We have two people. Okay. Ms. Orleman? Commissioner Orleman?
Yeah, I get the mail too.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council, staff, neighbors. 3 minutes is a very short time, so I'm going to ram it on out. First of all, I really wanted to thank everybody who was involved in our Veterans Benefits Day. The Park and Recs Department did just an outstanding job getting the flags up for us and the hall set up, and I think we had an event that really put Hawthorne on the map. A couple of things that I would like to expand on a little bit. Thank you, Gordon, for bringing this up. Item number 16, resolution number 8076. I very much appreciate the council putting this on the agenda, and I hope that you will approve it unanimously. For those that are not aware of this has to do with the potential renaming of the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, which is a World War I memorial. The Coliseum Commission, again, is, I believe, meeting the end of next week. If anybody in the audience would like to sign the petitions, I have a few spaces left on the ones that I have with me, so if you would like to sign, please see me. The next thing that I would like to do is we are not done with the Veterans Affairs Commission with our activities coming up. So here is your official invitation on Wednesday, May 8th, and this is for everyone in the community, from 1:30 until 3 p.m. at the Hawthorne Memorial Center. We are going to host a meeting of the Military Veterans Affairs County of Los Angeles's Veterans Advisory Commission. Now, most of the time they meet downtown, and so our local residents have not had an opportunity to speak to that commission. This is your opportunity. I will say that they did an out-of-the-area trip last week, or last month, up to Lancaster, and they had over 60 people show up. The gauntlet is down, folks. We need you to show up at that event. Hawthorne Memorial Center, Wednesday, May 8th, 1:30 to 3 o'clock p.m. And we will have the Veterans Advisory Commission, which is part of the County of Los Angeles Military and Veteran Affairs Department. I have some flyers. I'll pass them out for you, and I will be putting them on the table out in front. So hope you all can join us. And thank you very much again for all your support.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, please.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, Mayor Councilman Haydar Awad in his absence, and department heads. Lethell Williams, a proud parent here in the city of Hawthorne, and it's definitely something that needs to be addressed. You know, our community is definitely growing, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because even they're saying that it'll be a wonderful thing that if Tesla, Mr. Elon Musk would just open up the Plaza site as a automotive Tesla site for his cars that's already parked over here at the mall site. And it's in awareness that it's important with the relationship that Mr. Elon Musk has in this community and with the mall owner. Go ahead, open up a Tesla dealership. It would be a wonderful site for our boulevard, you know, and to bring on those beautiful cars and put them on display as the people that drive through this wonderful city that's paved immaculate. And the immaculate hotel that we have here for a Tesla motor dealership to be right here on the boulevard. It will be totally astounding for our boulevard. And once again, as I say that our community is growing and things are happening here in our community, even so many tragics. And I joined the parents in prayer to keep our police department in their prayers to be with all due diligence. Stay strong, because there is a lot of weapons formed against you, and we truly hope that no weapon really shall prosper, that we stay on top of everything, and we appreciate our police department staying on top of the tragics that come in our community and be against our community. But we welcome everybody, because some events just had nothing to do with our community, but it just dwelled right here, and our police department was truly on top of it. And a lot of the parents are saying, well done, a job well done and well addressed to our community. And as we're dealing with a lot of graduations, proms, that's our children have went on and ready to go out and take on the world, it's an important thing to have all of them in our prayers and wish them well. So once again, please have our police department in the prayers. They're doing a wonderful, diligent job, and it's a good thing. Please, Hawthorne, prayers is upon you. Thank you for my time.
Hey, Ronnie, how are you?
Good. Happy belated Easter to all. We had an incident at our church on Sunday. We had a homeless guy coming through our church, and of course he didn't like being followed because of the incident what happened in Sherlocka, however you pronounce it, the bombings and the shootings in the churches. Well, plus when we have Sunday school and we got kids in the church, you know, I took it to my point to follow him around, and he was going, we had eggs and stuff out for the kids, and he was just out there picking eggs up for the kids and everything else that was in the parish hall. And he didn't appreciate, he goes, why the hell are you following me? And I brought it to the board of directors, and I followed him into the parish hall, and I let the board members the teachers deal with him from there. But he was picking up everything that he could take and stuff in his bag. And I mean, it's not even safe to even go to church anymore. That you get like the mother that went to church with a gun with her baby. Come on, and you, I mean, it's, you know, getting to where now you're going to have guards, security at a church. You can't even go to, you know, you go down almost, the church next to me on Ramona has got a guard sitting out there every Sunday. I mean, it shows you it's getting to the point that it's getting crazy that, you know, I feel sorry for the people in that country that's being attacked by ICE or ISIS or by the terror groups. I mean, they're not only there, they're here. I mean, but thanks to me and the board members, we put a nip in the rear end and he left after finally he decided he didn't like being followed or being watched. Not at least not on my watch. He's not going to be doing anything on my watch, especially when you got kids in church and on Sunday school. We've got elderly people that go there, and I'm there every Sunday, and I take care of the church property every Saturday. So, thank you.
Thank you, Ronnie, for your vigilance. Anybody else? If not, I'll declare oral communications closed. So ordered. Let me take a look here. Mr. City Clerk, can we have your calendar, please, sir?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have 10 items on my consent calendar for your approval. Item 8, approval of City Council minutes for regular meeting on March 26, 2019, and the special meeting on April 9th, 2019. Motion to approve minutes. Item 9, approval of waiver of full readings of resolutions and ordinances on Tuesday, April 23rd, 2019 agenda. Motion to waive full readings. Item 10, City Treasurer requests approval of the warrants. Motion to approve the warrants. Item 13, resolution number 8071, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, opposing Assembly Bill 1568, linking transportation funds to house production. Item 14, resolution number 8072, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, proclaiming May 5th, 2019 through May 11th, 2019 as Municipal Clerks Week in Hawthorne. Item 15, resolution number 8073, a resolution of the City of Hawthorne, California, proclaiming April as Child Abuse Awareness Month. Item 16, resolution number 8076, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, opposing renaming of Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Item 17, item pulled. Item 18, resolution number 8078, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, supporting Assembly Bill 1672, labeling of single-use wipes. Item 19, resolution number 8079, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, proclaiming April 2019 as Donate Life DMV Partnership Month. Item 20, resolution number 8080, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, supporting balanced energy solutions and maintaining local control of energy solutions for adoption.
I'd like to pull item 14 for discussion.
Okay, look, I'd like to move to approve 8 through 13 and 19 and 20. Item 14 through 18, I'd like to take one by one.
Second.
Yeah. Item 17, was that pulled?
So like we're gonna just approve 8 through 13, which we already made a motion and seconded, along with 19 and 20. We're gonna vote on those, and then 14, 15, 16, and 18 we're gonna go one by one.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about 15.
14 through 15, 16.
15, just 15.
We're gonna go by one, so you get an opportunity. Okay. All right. Please vote.
Valentin? Councilman Valentin?
Oh. I guess you only responds to Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you.
I'm just kidding.
The vote reflects Mayor and City Council voting yes.
Item number 14. Congratulations on all you're doing, Mr. City Clerk. This is declaring May 5th through the May 11th Municipal City Clerks Week. You've definitely taken the role of the city clerk in the city of Hawthorne to a new level with the different activities you're planning, the different engagement that you're doing with the community. And you have great help with Diane and Monica. So thank you for taking it to the next level, sir.
Through the chair. Through the chair. Yes, I want to add my recognition of your efforts. This recognizes the importance of municipal clerks in serving their communities and all the things that you do, administering local elections, reminding the City Council of certain restrictions on proposed legislative actions, preparing the agenda, taking minutes, keeping the city's historical files, and recording the actions of the commissions. For all of your efforts, I am very proud to designate May 5th to May 11th as Municipal Clerks Week. I want to express our gratitude to you for setting up a brand new agenda to modernize our city clerk's office. I want to thank Monica and Diana for always being available to assist the City Council and for working incredibly hard to get all the time to get out our agendas.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Excellent.
To the chair. I echo what Ms. Valentine just said, but I have to say that you have an outstanding staff, you know, Diane and Monica, you know, everything we ask, they do. They don't say no. So they're wonderful
They
ladies.
say no to me. I'm kidding.
But it's happy to see, you know, that office, you know, have, you know, light every single day. So thank you.
Yeah, through the chair. I also would like to thank you for, because I'm kind of new to this, and you made things a little easier. You brought people together. I loved what you did the other night because I got an opportunity to meet all the different homeowners association and the leadership, which I thought was very, very, very cool, really, actually. And so, yeah, that saved me a lot of trouble. And I appreciate what you did by organizing that. So,
Thank you. And yeah, just to echo your thoughts, we have an amazing team. So I'm really happy and fortunate to work working with everyone here. So it's a good place to be. Thank you.
I make the motion for item 14.
Second.
Please vote.
The vote reflects mayor and council members voting yes.
Quick comment on item 13, which was resolution number 8071, which was a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, opposing Assembly Bill 1568 from Senator McCarthy, Assemblymember McCarthy, which links the transportation funds to housing production. So we voted on that. I should have taken that one by item separate also. But I just want to let you guys know that, unfortunately, the state of California and Sacramento, what they're trying to do in order to kind of take away our control. See, if we as a city see that there's a problem with our city, in particular the parking situation, and we can attribute it to a certain cause, which we feel, and the majority of the people, if we had a poll, is attributed to the high-density housing that exists in certain corners of our community. We know what's better, right, for our city. Everybody's coming here complaining, person after person, saying that there's a problem. Why are you guys building these apartments? Why are you doing all this? And exacerbating the problem. So we, the community, the people in the city of Hawthorne, know what's best for the city of Hawthorne, know what to refrain from, and know what to stop from coming into our city. But the state of California and the people up in Sacramento think that they know what's better for us. And they want to unload all the responsibility for the housing situation on us, that we need to build the housing here in the city of Hawthorne. No, that's not that we're anti-development for all those naysayers out there and all those people, all those corrupt developers that are out there. There's great developers that are responsible, and then there's the ones that just want to make a buck on our backs and just build without any responsibility as to how it's going to impact our community. And those are the people that are behind these Sacramento politicians. Those are the people that are trying to push for these things. And so what they're trying to do here, they won't give us money to repair our roads if we don't do what they say, which is to build more housing. So that's kind of messed up, don't you guys think? For us not to be able to say what's best for us. And I know that our council member Mike Talidia, as the part of the planning commission, experienced a lot of that, people coming up before the council.
Well,
And-
they, if I understand this correctly, they want to take away money that had already been allocated
Right.
to us.
Even worse.
So it's like,
SB1 money.
yeah, it's like taking our money. It's punitive. It's totally punitive. And so, in the planning commission, you'd see that all the time because you want to say, listen, you're not really doing this to better the city. You're doing this so you could make more money. So let's be honest and let's be clear that every project that gets ratcheted up to include 5 more units as an affordable housing is, it's nice, but it's all about the money. And it's not about what's best for the community, for that area, for that block, it's not. But they're always saying, it's about the money. It's very simple. It's not complicated, Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes, and I just want to add also, we should not be talking about linking transportation funding to housing production. The voters voted for SB1, and we voted again to keep SB1. And the voters have shown that they are interested in infrastructure. They're interested in repairing and replacing the streets that need repairing and replacing. Any delay or diversion of transportation funds from any community in this state is going to hurt the taxpayers that paid for these improvements, that are paying for these improvements with their tax money. This is what they voted for. They voted for transportation funding. And so because the Sacramento is under the belief that it should dictate where the cities can build their housing, we are totally opposed to that concept, and we certainly are opposed to linking our receipt of transportation funding to any housing production.
Through the chair. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, this is the wrong way to go anyway. So we know that California have a problem, so-called affordable housing, right? From northern to southern California. And what the governor is trying to do is to force us to approve project that is more dense apartment. It's not even like townhomes or condominiums. They want to build transit-oriented projects that can create more density to our city. So our city of Hawthorne is very dense, and that's what I said, no more apartments, but we're not against development. So if they brought us a good quality development for single homes, townhomes, condominiums for sale, we will approve them. But if they're going to try to build hundreds of units of apartments, we're going to stop them. And this bill, we're going to fight, and we'll continue to fight. And I know some of the cities are going to take the governor, if they pass this, it's going to go to a lawsuit, it's going to go to the courts, that they cannot try to hijack our transportation dollar that is we desperately need, because if you see, the Congress of the United States have not passed no bill for infrastructure. They want to, they've been over there fighting among themselves and not doing the business of the people. So California cannot stop our city and take our power, how to control our transportation dollar. So we will stop this. And that is why this resolution is important. But also we need to keep in mind, yes, there is an affordable housing crisis in California, but they're going the wrong way. They know they have to do innovative ideas, but this is the wrong way to do it. Thank you.
And as I mentioned before, there's other cities. I think at some point we should just present the information, the data that we had, John Ramirez, that we had about the different cities that we have, like a RENA number requirement to make high density available apartments or units available, like about 600, and like Hermosa Beach and Ranchos Palos Verdes and those peninsular cities have like requirements less than 10. I mean, so that's a big discrepancy right there. So the governor won't hesitate to jump on the cities that are even seeming to want to protest. So he's already gone after Santa Ana, right? Santa Ana and Huntington Beach, and he's shamed them in public. Shamed them.
47 cities he's gone after.
He's gone after him, shamed them in public. Like, you know, I mean, we have issues with the traffic here in the city and the parking. I mean, like every single meeting, you got have somebody complaining about it. So it's a reality. So hopefully, the governor and the people up there and our representatives who don't seem to be very responsive, our state representatives who don't seem to really be responsive to what we're talking about here, and come and show their face and explain and show that they're being sympathetic to what our plight is. We don't see that, and we still want our city manager, our city attorney, to have them come and tell us why they support these types of assembly bills and Senate bills. We still want to see that happen, right, City Council?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, we still want to see that happen, and I don't know if they're hiding or if you haven't made the call. Let's give them an opportunity. So again, I know we said that good responsible development, absolutely good responsible. We're very pro-development. Look at all the wonderful businesses that we have opening up, the restaurants. You heard one that's opening up today. We're very pro-development. We just don't want bad development. And a lot of the complaints is, why do I have to go outside of the city to be able to go celebrate a birthday at a restaurant? Why do I have to go shopping somewhere else? Why do I have to turn left on El Segundo is the famous phrase I hear from 360 people, and I can't turn right on El Segundo? Well, that's because we always get these housing projects being brought before us. That's the only thing that our previous planning department people used to know. That's all they could think. They couldn't think outside the box. So now they have a council up here that's telling them, no, we want to see commercial opportunities ranked first, along with restaurants, and then everything else follows. We want to go after those types of opportunities. Tax generating businesses, okay? And then all the rest of the stuff, okay? Because, you know, there's people out there saying we're against development. Really? No, we're just against irresponsible development that's out to just make a buck for these developers. Don't even in the city, and will never experience the things that you guys do as residents. Okay? So we're very pro-development. Good, responsible development. So I wanted to talk about 13 just so you guys know what's going on, in case you start hearing people say otherwise with respect to where the council stands. Thank you, guys. Item number 15, which is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne proclaiming April as Child Abuse Awareness Month. So I just wanted to vote on that one separately. Very important. I work as a math and science teacher in the county jails, teaching adult inmates. Every day, that's my day job, and that's what I do from 8 to 3. And then I come over here and do things over here with the city. And one of the main themes is like there's people who do abuse of their children. There's different reasons why it's unacceptable. There's no excuse. So around that whole the occurrence of, you know, the child abuse, there's families that do need help. There's just a lot of stress out there in the community, economic, and, you know, the social, the society being degrading. And so a lot of people act on impulse, a lot of different things. We just don't have the same values and morals that we had before. And who ends up suffering is the children. And you see a lot more cases made possibly now than before. So we want to empower our county services to be able to do the right thing, to remain vigilant, and not to let anything slide. And for anybody here who's out here who sees anything out there, a neighbor or a suspicion of something, you know, to make the necessary call and let those people who are really trained take a look and to see if something could be happening. Because you guys have heard the stories where, well, it seemed like they seemed like they loved the kid, but there was this one time when I saw this, and that. That could be the indication that there's something sinister happening at home.
Yeah, to the chair.
Sir, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to talk because I read that and it was beautiful. Everything that they said. How can you disagree with any of that? We need to protect the children. And I was just wondering what it's beautiful rhetoric, but what are we actually doing? Do we have a program? Is there a department? Is there something in the city that can address that issue and that I'm not aware of?
Chief Ishii, can you please come up to the podium? Can you tell us if somebody out there sees something, what's the best way that somebody could report a case of possible case of child abuse?
Absolutely. Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. There are, the best way is an anonymous tip if you don't want to get involved, and that's very easy to do. It's on our website, and we encourage people to call in. And in fact, that's how we get a lot of tips, and all of those are investigated on those. As far as the Hawthorne Police Department, as our detective bureau, we have investigators that exclusively work with victims of abuse, especially with children and minors. And it's a very, very difficult position, but there is a lot of effort and time and resources put into it. So we do take it very seriously, and our interest is to protect the children as much as we can.
The chair.
Yes. Oh, a real quick question, and then
go ahead.
The investigative details that you have within the police department,
Yes.
Are they trained to be able to recognize symptoms, and are they fully trained?
Yes, and we also partner with the county services along with trained professionals to work in a partnership to address those issues.
Okay. Councilmember Montero?
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Mayor. Actually, yeah, this is very important because, all my life I've been working with families and children. But there is like a statistic that probably, I don't know if some of you know, that actually Hawthorne is one of the cities in South Bay that have high incidence of child abuse reporting to DCFS, okay? As a part of the school board in the past, we actually brought, social workers into our school campus, especially on the Moneta Garden side, to deal with child abuse prevention because it was a lot of phone calls made to DCFS about child abuse. And Hawthorne was one of the cities that have high incidence of child abuse report to the Department of Social Service. So that is where, we mandate that anybody that works in public schools or child care or even, I think, the city employees have to sign that they have gone to that training about child abuse prevention and how to report it, right? Because it's a mandate for all public and teachers to do that. But all of us should be vigilant, even when you look something at the parks, that parents or strangers, sometimes, they abuse children. So you have to be vigilant. So it's very important to put this on the agenda to make people aware that child abuse is a reality. And it's all across this nation that we need to decrease that. Even like 2 days ago, they sent that the couple to prison for 100 years because of the neglect of those 13 children. So we see this stuff happen, especially us who deals with children, in the preschool. Sometimes we have to report stuff, and like I said, so be vigilant because it happened right into your neighborhood. So we all have to be child abuse preventers and make sure that these things don't happen to children because those are our special, precious, future. So we need to protect them. Thank you.
All right. I make the motion to approve.
Second.
Please vote.
The vote reflects Mayor and City Council voting yes.
Item 16, the City Council, with approval of this resolution, the City of Council is taking a position in which we oppose the renaming of the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. And the reason why this is important to me as well as the rest, many of the City Council, they can say what their reasons are, at least for me, is that we're losing a lot of patriotism here in the city, in the country. things dealing with like being an American, the flag and things honoring our veterans are being chipped away at, and because of commercialism. And sure, somebody bought the stadium, the Coliseum, and yeah, it's theirs now. But we want to let them know that for us, it's important that we just keep honoring our veterans, and in particular, the World War I veterans. It's like a generation path. Few generations ago, but for us it's important because things have happened in our country that have allowed for our country to stand as a country and to exist. And that was a big difference. What did they say? That was the greatest war. World War I was the greatest war ever, and that nothing was ever going to top it. Sure felt like it.
War to end all wars.
The war to end all wars, right? And so that's just not something light to take lightly. And so we understand that there's a new owner, but we just want to let them know that it's important for us. So I think there was talk that they could have said that they could call it something like the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, which maintains its existing name, hosted by and naming the field after United Airlines, right? So the United Airlines field at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. So they get their, attention as well as the owners of the field and the stadium, but you also maintain the name in its entirety. So there's just kind of a balance. So it's just a little bit of working with them. Hopefully they'll take. And any opinions from my council colleagues?
Through the chair, yes.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you. So yes, and I absolutely agree with you. So the Coliseum is one of only a handful of national historic landmarks in Los Angeles. And I was so proud that we had two speakers at the Veterans Affairs Commission last week on April 13th. Janice Hahn actually came. Supervisor Janice Hahn spoke at the Veterans Affairs Commission at the Benefits Fair and spoke in opposition to renaming the Coliseum. And also, Tulsi Gabbard from Hawaii, one of the Congress members from Hawaii, actually was a guest speaker, and she also spoke against renaming the Coliseum. Those of us who have a reverence for veterans and the service that they have provided to this country and the meaning of the Coliseum and what it stands for as a historical landmark are really very emotional about this subject. This is not something, this should not be commercialized. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, the naming of the field was a compromise that Supervisor Hahn suggested. Name the field for United Airlines and just keep the Coliseum as it is. So, so that would be a compromise that I would find acceptable, but not renaming the Coliseum itself.
Anybody else? Go ahead.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time with young combat wounded veterans, so I see that sacrifice constantly and how time changes. And I remember not too long ago there was a commercial on TV, and there was some vets coming back from Iraq, and then everybody, as they walked through the airport, everybody would clap, would clap. And you get to the end, and there's a Budweiser commercial, and it's, it's hard to take that because you know that people are trading on these young people, to improve their corporate image and make more money. But it is, if we as a society forget the sacrifices that have been paid in order for us to be sitting here and practicing democracy, then we got a problem. We got a problem. So I was really happy to see people, and particularly the Congresswoman from Hawaii, because she was the first combat. She fought in Iraq as a female combat. That was a big deal for her and she spoke so eloquently about that too. So Yeah, I'm glad I got to witness that. It was really encouraging. Anyway, that's it.
To the chair, actually, I want to say thank you to Kyle Orneman for bringing it to our attention because it was hidden, until you brought it up a few weeks ago about the LA Coliseum. Because believe it or not, I didn't know that this was going on. So thank you for brought to our attention. And again, like everybody said, it's a pride of Los Angeles because we do not have no war monument, dedicated to the World War I or World War II or the Korean War or the Vietnam War. So it's good to see that people come together to prevent all this commercialization of our institutions and our buildings, because like nowadays money talks, right? But we need to say money cannot buy everything. So thank you for this.
Thank you, colleagues. I make the motion.
I'll move.
Please,
Second.
please vote.
Could you vote again, please?
Am I the only patriot?
No.
Is that what it is? Okay. All right. Do you want to just do it blank
good.
slate and start again?
You're good.
We're good? Okay.
The vote reflects mayor and city council voting yes.
All right. Item 18, resolution of City Council supporting the Assembly Bill 1672, labeling of single-use wipes. What's the origin of this, Mr. City Attorney?
Okay. So,
I mean, you want us to support
Okay.
it?
Yes,
we're
I
good.
do. I
And
do.
we'll just- yeah, that's okay.
This is actually one of the bills that has come out of Sacramento. That's a good idea. It would establish technical standards for the use of the term flushable in the context of single-use wipes. So there are a lot of wipes on the market now, so many different brands of single-use wipes. There are wipes that for babies, for makeup, for all sorts of things that people use and then just throw them in the toilet.
Yeah,
and of
that's
course,
not
the end result of that is that they become a problem in sewer collection and in clogging. So it causes sewage spills, and it results in higher costs for operations and maintenance. So there are so many different types of wipes, and people just assume they're flushable. So this particular bill would establish technical standards for the use of the term and would require that that this be put on the package, so that people would know if it's flushable or not flushable.
I think it's a good idea. Yeah.
Very good idea.
Why can't the move be made to just require the only flushable wipes be produced and sold and limited to it? It's like, I mean, people will tend
It's not a bad idea either.
I mean, do you know what I mean? This is like,
Why don't you go to Sacramento? That's a good
I
idea.
don't, you know how I feel about them. They already got me targeted up there. They're gonna take me out if I go up there.
No, that is a good idea, actually.
All right.
Eventually, they'll get there.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. We support you. It's one of the good ones, right?
That's one of the good ones.
Okay.
They finally had a good idea.
You want to make the motion?
Yes, I so move.
Second.
Please vote.
The vote reflects mayor and city council voting yes.
Item 22.
Now is the time and place for a public hearing. Receive public comments on the draft substantial amendment to the 2016-17 Annual Action Plan and adopt the substantial amendment to the 2016-17 Annual Action Plan, and receive public comments on the draft of 2019-2020 Annual Action Plan and adopt the 2019-2020 Annual Action Plan for submittal to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD. City Clerk City Clerk's Department's declaration publication filed. No written communications were received.
Anyone wishing to speak on this item from the public? If not, I'll declare oral communications on this item in particular closed so ordered. I would like to make a motion to accept this plan.
Second.
Please vote.
The vote reflects mayor and city council voting yes.
Item 23, sir.
Now is the time and place for a public hearing to consider a citywide amendment to the municipal code related to structures and signage in residential zones. Planning Department's declaration publication filed. No written communication were received. Ordinance number 2182, first reading. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, adopting a categorical exception under the California Environmental Quality Act and approving zone text amendment 2019-ZA01, amending Title 17 zoning chapters 17.04.010, 17.20.030, 17.35000, 17.35.030, and 17.35.130 of the Hawthorne Municipal Code related to structure and signage in residential zones and making findings in support thereof for introduction.
I move to introduce this item. There wasn't anything in the script.
We didn't open public hearing.
Okay. So I'd like to open the public hearing and allow for any oral communications on this item. That which I did already. I did it previously.
That was for the previous one.
Okay, so does anybody want to speak on this item? Please come up to the podium. If not, I'll declare oral communications on item number 23 closed so ordered. So I'd just like to move to introduce. Okay, are we good? Item number 25.
Ordinance number 2180, second reading. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, repealing Chapter 3.20, Purchase of Personal Property and Services, and reenacting Chapter 3.20, Purchasing System and Contracts for Public Projects, to Title 3, Revenue and Finance, of the Hawthorne Municipal Code related to establishing a formal purchasing system and procedure for public works contracts, and repealing Chapter 3.24, Sale of Surplus Personal Property, for adoption.
I'd like to move to approve.
Can I ask a question?
Okay, sure. We'll hold off on the second. Go ahead.
Can we know why this thing is bringing up now? We didn't have one before?
I'll answer that. We had a resolution that was adopted, and now we're codifying it because what we're trying to do, there's a new law that came into effect January 1st that allows public works contracts not to be bid if they're less than, I think, $60,000. But we needed a comprehensive ordinance first before we included that into our new ordinance. So we're actually taking our resolution that was adopted back in 2006, amended in 2010, and further amended in 2014, and codifying it into our municipal code.
So it's a code update, that's all.
Yes. Thank you, Russell.
Are we good?
Yeah.
I make the motion?
Second.
Please vote.
The vote reflects mayor and city council voting yes.
Item 26. It doesn't exist? Mr. City Attorney, has item number 26, ordinance number 2179? Mr. City Attorney? Item number 2179, does that still exist or has that been pulled?
No, that still exists. We're just trying to make our business license section with regard to taxi cabs consistent with new law that took effect January 1st.
Okay, so
I'll go ahead and read it.
The city clerk's located it. He's going to read it.
Ordinance number 2179, first reading. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, amending Chapter 5.74 Taxi Cabs of Title 5 Business Regulations and Licenses, Division 2 Businesses and Regulated of the Hawthorne Municipal Code, Regulations of Taxi Cabs.
I move to introduce. Are we good? Thank you. So, thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. City Clerk. You have a question?
No.
Okay, Mr. City Manager, your consent calendar, please.
Yes, Mayor, I have items 28 through 31 for your approval tonight.
Any questions on anything, folks? I make a motion to accept all the four items.
Second.
Please vote.
The vote reflects mayor and city council voting yes.
Right. This is the last item, which is the city council and elected officials reports. Mr. City Treasurer David Patterson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just want to report that I attended the CMTA annual conference last week. That's the California Municipal Treasurers Association conference last week between the 27th and 29th. Got a lot of valuable information that I believe will benefit the city in terms of investments and cash flow management. I'll be making a formal report at the next council meeting.
Okay, good. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. City Clerk?
Yeah, I just have a few things. So first of all, April 13th was a big day for Hawthorne. We went 3 for 3, so Kyle Orman, nice work on the veterans event. I appreciate your good work. Councilmember Montero, nice work on the Earth Day, and the rest of the crew. And Vaughn, I want to appreciate the bunny breakfast. My son loved it, so thank you for that. And yeah, last week, Mayor Vargas and I hosted a meeting last week where we brought our treasurer, city council members, and presidents and vice presidents of the various Hawthorne neighborhood associations with the goal of improving our collaborative efforts across our town. I want to thank everyone who attended, so thank you for that, especially those at home who are watching, all our neighborhood association members. At the meeting, a representative from the LA County Clerk's Office provided a presentation on the updates regarding our new voting process. Following are some key updates. One, voting will take place during the months of February through March instead of June, in 2016. People will have 11 days to vote. Voters will be able to vote at any of the vote centers in the county, not just one designated polling location. And vote by mail ballots will be able to be dropped off at over 150 drop-off locations across the county. So those are all really big changes. I want to thank again Vaughn, our Director of Recreation and Community Services, and Kiwana Bowie, our Recreation Supervisor, for their coordinating efforts so we can hold a vote center placement project meeting at Memorial Center on June 18th, 2019. And lastly, I want to thank our elected officials for proclaiming a Municipal Clerks Week. Monica and Diana have been great in transitioning me to the position and also helping out our college interns. So it just feels good to be appreciated. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. City Clerk. Councilmember Mike Tayeda, please.
Yeah, it was a wonderful get-together that you organized. I really appreciated that because being the new kid on the block, I want to get to know everybody, and pretty much happened that night. You know, I challenged the Hawthorne Police Department to a softball game with my wounded vets before I had a team. And so I've been working every week trying to, and Vaughn, I want to thank you for helping me get the Holly Park practice over there. And so I think if everything works out okay, on June 2nd, we're going to have a wounded vet softball team, our very first softball team, play the Hawthorne Police Department. So that's going to happen down in Torrance, I believe, at Wilson Park.
Wonderful.
And, you know, I've always thought of things that are really good for the vets. You know, things that bring them together, that create a sport. And, you know, I got a couple of real young guys that are really, really good. Of course, we're probably going to get killed, but that's beside the point. You know, I think we're going to have a good time, and maybe it'll be the beginning of something that the vets will really enjoy, and so that was a wonderful weekend. The 13th, 3 big events going on all at the same time, and they all worked out really well. And particularly the councilwoman, I really enjoyed the councilwoman's speech because the congresswoman, yeah, the congresswoman, because it's always good to hear it from someone who really fought for our country, that was in combat. And women's role in combat has changed a lot over the last 10 or 15 years. So you're starting to see a lot of, ladies that have, they've got amazing stories to talk about, you know. So yeah, no, that's all I got to say.
When I have my 3-on-3 basketball tournament, maybe you guys could put up a team.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. We're not afraid. You know?
No, I didn't say anything like that.
They're brave heroes.
Don't worry, I'll be soft on you. Don't worry about it. Councilmember Montero.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, thank you for all of you for coming tonight. I haven't seen Miss Love, so I hope she's okay. I have to call her. Again, I have to say, April 13 was a fantastic Saturday in the city of Hawthorne, and I have to say, again, Kyle and the Veterans Affairs Commissioners and Neil Gaffin was job well done. Bringing all those dignitaries into town, brought a lot of publicity to our city, especially for the Veterans Commission that has been doing an outstanding job. And to have the Congresswoman from Hawaii coming and speak, from her own experience, and then to touch base about what Hawthorne has been doing. It was great to see that moment. So thank you, and I felt proud that we live in Hawthorne and we have volunteer like you, Kyle, and the commission that is doing an outstanding job. Thank you for that. Again, I have to commend Vaughn and his team and Doc Krause and the Public Works and the Kiwanis clubs, the Rotary Club, the Lions clubs coming together to help put the Bunny Breakfast, the Earth Day, the Providers Fair. So all the sponsors are outstanding work as a collaborative. That's what's supposed to be. People working together for the better good of our city and for our citizens. So thank you once again. And also I want to thank the volunteers, because a lot of volunteers, Special Precious, Miss Williams' daughter was there with the Interact kids and the Key Clubs kids. So thank you for that. So she will get a thank you letter from me, okay? I just want to remember everyone, Relay for Life is this Saturday, April 27, at the Hawthorne High at 9 o'clock in the morning is the open ceremony. And it's a 24-hour relay. So the open ceremony is 9 o'clock a.m. and then at 9 p.m. will be the luminary ceremony. And then on Sunday at 9 a.m. it will be the closing ceremony. So if you can participate on Relay for Life, please be there on April 27 and 29. No, yeah, on the main track. Yeah, April 27th to 28th, and it's to raise money for us to find a cure for cancer. And remember, though, that's one of my passions, because like I said, my mom died of cancer, my brother died of cancer, and some cousins, so I'm still fighting to find a cure for this disease. So please help us raise money for it. Just a quick reminder that on Sunday at 2 p.m. at the Hawthorne Memorial Center at the Sun Room, we're going to have the annual Volunteer Appreciation Day. This is the 37th annual. So you see how we have this beautiful program with a space rocket. So all the volunteers will be getting this book and a certificate from the city for the outstanding volunteer in 2018. So volunteers, the shining light of Hawthorne. So please be there, 2 o'clock. And remember, I start on time. 2 o'clock, I will do the flag salute and the color guards. Okay? Again, also remember May 16, the city is going to have the town hall meeting that we're going to address the trash, recycling. You know, so we're going to be talking with the apartment owners, apartment managers, commercial buildings, even residents, if you want to come and learn about how to recycle correctly and how, because we want to clean up Hawthorne. We want to get rid of all these bulk items on the sidewalk because our kids, our families have to walk those streets every day. And it's shameful for us to see all this trash in our sidewalks. So please come on May 16 at 3 o'clock at the Sun, at the Venus Room at the Memorial Center at 3 p.m. Town hall meeting. That the main fixture is the trash company, but we'll have Edison and the gas company and the water company also will be there. Remember again, May 23rd is the K9 barbecue dinner that raise money for our fine K9 unit for the Hawthorne PD. So please help me raise some money for the K9 unit because we always raise money for them to get new dog or training equipment because it costs almost $10,000 to buy a dog. So please help me raise some money for our K9 department. Yeah, May 23rd at 5 p.m. And we'll have the barbecue dinner cooked by the Kiwanis Club and our own Bob Marcella, right? Because this is going to be our 39th year of doing the K9 dinner. So it's been almost, so next year we'll celebrate 40 years. So it'll be a big event. Again, I want to thank those 12 businesses that has been doing sustainability and clean power over there. So thank you for your business. And thank you for the Mama Soul, the Peruvian cuisine. So thank you for bringing out your business into Hawthorne. And we need more restaurants and more other places to enjoy ourselves. So thank you for bringing it to our city. And again, I hope everyone have a wonderful evening. And I'll see you guys at Today Late for Life or at the Volunteer Appreciation Day. Thank you. Oh, let me go back. Yeah. This is very important. This Saturday, actually, not this Saturday. Saturday, June 22nd, and I have some flyers to give to some of the folks in the audience. There's going to be a free clinic for the uninsured and the needy families, free medical, vision, and dental service in Inglewood at the Southside Christian Church on 3947 West 104th Street, Inglewood. So it's going to be free clinic from 8 to 3 p.m., June 22nd. So for the uninsured and needy families, that those who don't have health insurance, so you can go there for your medical, vision, and dental screening, okay? So I have flyers so for those of you who would like to go. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Excellent. Do you have that in email?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Me too.
Mayor Pro Tem Olivia Valentine.
Thank you. I can't say enough good things about April 13th. Everybody has spoken about April 13th. It was just an astounding day. So you started out with the bunny breakfast and the Veterans Affairs Commission, and all the wonderful speakers that they had. We've already spoken about Supervisor Janice Hahn and Congressmember Tulsi Gabbard, who came to both to express their appreciation for the veterans and also to express their opposition to the renaming of the Coliseum. I want to thank Councilmember Montero for coordinating the Service Provider Fair and Earth Day. That was a wonderful experience as well. I want to thank Parks Director Vaughn Norris, Kawana Bowie, Brenda Williams, all of the park staff, Doug Kraus for Earth Day. And it was just a spectacular day, the kind of day that says to you, okay, this is the city of good neighbors. This is why we love Hawthorne. So many homeowners association groups came out and had exhibits. The Holly Park Homeowners Association did their plant lottery, which is always a really popular event with the kids. the kind of day that makes you say that this is really the city of good neighbors. It looked like the whole city turned out for this event. So I just want to thank everybody who I know I forgot some names, but I want to thank everybody who was involved in coordinating these events, because they were just really, and the fact that they were all held on the same day, it gave it synergy. People went from one event to another, back and forth. Kids were in the park playing. Everybody was having a spectacular time. So I just want to thank everybody who was involved. On a sad note, Easter Sunday should have been the most joyous celebration of the Christian year, and it turned out to be really sad for so many people because of the bombings in Sri Lanka. And I want to mention it simply because we know what a terrorist attack is, because we experienced it here in this country. My heart, and I assume your heart and your sympathy go out to all the 300 people who lost their lives, 500 more who were wounded. A terrible tragedy, and I certainly hope that justice is meted out to those who perpetrated it. But more than that, I hope that those families can find some way of healing, and I certainly would support any efforts our government can do to support them. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss Relay for Life and Volunteer Appreciation Day this weekend because I'll be out of town, but I will be, my thoughts will be with you all, because this is one of my favorite occasions. So I want to congratulate the 10 people that I nominated, and unfortunately I won't be with you, but I will be with you in thought. So congratulations to all of you, that and all the volunteers, all of the winners of the nominations for Volunteer Appreciation Day. And the last thing is the Green Business Assist Program. It has been my pleasure to work with the South Bay COG in going around to the businesses and informing them about ways that they can save money on through incentive programs for utility programs, and giving them valuable information on reducing their energy, water, and waste. The South Bay COG is a very valuable resource to us. We work closely with them, and this is one of the ways that we work together to help our businesses, and by extension helping the city of Hawthorne. And I want to thank Doug Kraus for his leadership in that effort as well. So thank you all, and that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. And we have another loss in our community, a former member of Hawthorne School Board and a figure here in the city of Hawthorne. So I'm going to pass this on to Councilmember Montero, who was part of that was once part of that body that she belonged to, and he'll tell us about her.
Well, yeah, Shirley Dove, she was a great lady because she served, for decades at the Hawthorne School District as a board of trustees. But actually, one of her pet peeves was make sure that every children had beautiful teeth, because she worked at the Inglewood Children Dentist Service, and she was the director over there and almost like a founder. So she actually, lived in Hawthorne, dedicated his time at the Hawthorne School District, and also to the children at the Children's Dental Service in Inglewood. So she passed away on April 1st. So they will have a celebration of life on Saturday, May 4th. And I think it's kind of like, for invitation only. But she was a great volunteer, and she made life of children better. And she gave them a quality of, beautiful smile and education. So she's going to be missed. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anything else? All right. Thank you. Thank you.
The chief, I want to know what Ms. Gomez is. Gomez.
Yeah, so Where is the chief?
Chief is right over there.
Chief, can you come up and tell us how Officer Gomez is doing?
Good evening. Thank you for asking. He's in fact right now at our police station for the first time since the injury. He's participating in the peer support program. We're making sure that we take care of our employees, and it's been a big part of what Chief Fager had created prior, and it's been a big, huge, program to be able to take care of our employees. So thank you for asking. The support from the community has been tremendous. The last 2 weeks have been very, busy, but you should be proud, and the community should be proud of how our police department has stepped up and first of all, taken 2 very bad people into custody and have them behind bars, but also in the support and all of the assistance that we receive from the other law enforcement agencies, along with the community, has been a humbling experience for all of us involved. I think it's a testament to the work that the officers have been doing on a day-to-day basis on community policing and everything that has gone with it. Officer Gomez is going to be fighting hard to get back to work as soon as possible, and we'll be doing everything we can to support him, and we appreciate all of the support that we have received through you and the community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you very much, Chief. And our thoughts and prayers are also with the young mother that passed away and that was killed in front of the police station. So if you guys can pray for her and her family too, okay? So as everybody mentioned, April 13th was a great day with the 3 events that took place together. And it was a great intersection of events. There was synergy that was built one on top of the other. And I encourage the different groups that had those events to continue doing it in that manner. The Veterans Commission, the President's Council, Mr. Alex Montero, Councilmember Alex Montero, who organized the Service Provider Fair, and the Bunny Breakfast from the Parks and Rec Department as well. Because Earth Day as well.
Doug Krause.
And Doug Krause, he was responsible for that aspect of the event too. To continue having it on the same day, because there's people that are from the Veterans Benefits event that made their way over to the Service Provider Fair, people that heard about the event over here at the for the veterans from the Service Provider Fair Earth Day event that went over inside and took a look, parents that brought their kids to the breakfast and stayed for one or both of the events. So I think it's just a good synergy that was built, and I encourage the groups to continue doing it in that manner. I think that's the magic recipe, to have one mega event like that. So it was really good turnout, and congratulations to the Veterans Commission on a great event. I know we talked and said, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a great turn of events. This congressperson's going to come, and there's all these people. I'm like, and it materialized. So congratulations, it worked out, and you guys are putting Hawthorne on the map even further. So congratulations. The Bunny Breakfast, although I thought was that a bunny or was that like Chuck E. Cheese or something, man? Yeah, look at look at my Instagram. It looks like it was Chuck E. Cheese.
Picture it was a bunny.
Was it a bunny or Chuck E. Cheese? Okay, all right, man. So I don't know what it was. And the great event, I saw a lot of community members and community organizations displaying at their booths at the event. So great event. So, and I think we mentioned North Hawthorne Community Association also had an event where they had an Easter egg hunt a couple weeks prior to the event that we had over here at the Easter Bunny Breakfast. So I congratulate them on that effort. And so once more, Mr. City Clerk, thank you for having the foresight to bring the different organizations together. It was great supporting you in organizing that event, bringing everybody together. It was really good. Everybody got together. As you saw, that was a quick way. Councilmember Tayeda got to meet all the different presidents and members of those organizations.
And got to know that He went to 40 countries. And,
40 countries. We got to know things
and
about
the
it.
other guy, there was
And somebody got lost in Guatemala.
Somebody got lost in Guatemala.
exactly.
And Councilmember Montero was there. Councilmember Dar Awad was here, and we know you said your regards to everybody. We let them know. So it was a great event. So thank you so much.
City Treasurer was there.
City Treasurer was there as well. I'm sorry. Yeah. So it was good.
Thank you, Paul. It was good. Maybe we should do that once a year.
That's actually a good idea. So thanks again. And that's so. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about also was my hearing what happened in Sri Lanka was not something easy to digest, and we've been faced with defending, our Islamic brothers too, who suffered something tragic in New Zealand, and as a direct attack on the Islamic community, believers of God through the Islamic tradition. And what irks me about what happened in Sri Lanka is that we have current and past politicians that don't call this what it is, for what happened for what it is. An attack on Christianity, believers in Christ, Christians who were purposely targeted to sow fear into that community in order for these terrorists, whatever their faith tradition is, so that they can progress their agendas. And it is what it is. There's just so much political correctness that we need to acknowledge, that Christians as well are being targeted and terrorized. And that it's okay to say that and to stand up and say no, that's not acceptable as well. So I just wanted to bring that attention. And hearing politicians, major politicians, calling these Easter Day participants. I mean, come on.
Easter Day worship.
Easter Day worshipers. Let's call it what it is, man. Okay? So it's unacceptable. It's horrendous. And I think, and we can all agree that attack on anybody, but any believers of any faith tradition, it's unacceptable, and that shouldn't be tolerated. And I fully support whatever our government needs to do to be able to instill peace around the world. And I hope everybody is acceptable of that too. But most importantly, we need to just pray for those families that are going through what they're going through. 300 people perished in these attacks. Okay? A couple of hotels were hit, and a couple of a smaller amount of people passed away in those hotels. But the main target was about 4 Catholic churches and 2 Protestant churches. So that the attack was clear. It was just to sow fear in Christians. And so that's unacceptable, and I hope you guys can all join me in a moment of silence and prayer for those people who've passed away and what their families are going through. So let's take a moment to keep them in our thoughts right now for a little bit. Okay, so that may they rest in peace, and may God's perpetual light shine upon them and on Miss Shirley Duff as well. Okay, this meeting is now adjourned.